Hey everybody, it's John here from VidGamiac.com. Welcome to our Sheng is in Another Castle commentary for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. And as I said in the guide, I cut out the whole arcade mode so everyone wouldn't be sitting there for like 20 minutes waiting for the Akuma boss fight. So I'm going to show it here in case you're wondering. It's basically me doing the same strategy over and over again, using M. Bison and using the Psycho Crusher, slide kick, and throws to cheese the AI. And let me tell you, this mode is really hard. As you can see, they can block the Psycho Crusher with like a low guard, but then you have throws. And to do Psycho Crusher, it's hold back on the stick and then hit forward and punch. And that's a great move. I use that a lot in Street Fighter 4 too, when I'm cheesing the AI or when I'm in the arcade and some guy challenges me and I just be as cheap as possible. And there's Fei Long. Fei Long's actually pretty tough because he has that whole corkscrew kick, and he tends to use that a lot. He's actually great to get in the first fight because Fei Long later on gets harder. And as you probably know, in Street Fighter fashion, the fights get harder as you go along. So it's best to get the people who give you the most challenge early on. And for me, the people who give me challenge are Fei Long sometimes, Blanca, and E Honda sometimes, and Cammy sometimes. But the person who will always give me a challenge is Vega, because Vega is really tough. We'll get to that later. Vega you can't challenge first because he's one of the boss characters. Anyways, we got Ken here. He's actually pretty easy. You know, just have to dodge Hadoukens and use your throws. The throw is a great move. It is a forward and punch. I don't think Bison has a kick throw. I think only a few characters have the kick throw, like Ken and Ryu. They do the monkey flip. Chun-Li does the, I forget what it is. Cammy has like the head scissors. But anyways, another strategy to use is mix up your types of Psycho Crusher. You know, if you want to switch between X and Y because that keeps the AI guessing. And I lost a round here. And a lot of you might be wondering why I am not using the 1 round trick. I find it when I play with 3 rounds, I feel more motivated if I lose a round because I have to win. With just 1 round, you have too much pressure to be absolutely perfect. But then again, the reason why people go 1 round is to make that 25-minute mark. And I did this in about 13-14 minutes, so 25 minutes isn't absolutely crazy. You know, if you're absolutely worried about time or continues, I think you can do classic mode, and if you put up 1,200,000 points, that will still start the Akuma fight. I'm not sure if you can use continues or not, but I definitely know that if you max out the points, you can initiate the fight. And the reason why that's not in HD mode is because there's no point counter in HD mode. They took that out for some reason. Probably because this was made for console and not arcade. Obviously, it wouldn't have much sense to have a high score in arcade. And I almost lost to Dhalsim there. I have a sliver of health left. Dhalsim's also pretty annoying because he has this whole teleportation thing. And you know, if you get like a good Psycho Crusher going, he'll teleport and then Yoga Fire you. And he does throws a lot, and he's immune to the sliding kick for some reason. As you can see there, it'll just like bounce off of him. So my best advice to fight Dhalsim with any character is just to spam throws, because once you get him in the corner, you can just throw him for days. Anyways, he's pretty tough, but just gotta power through it. This is probably my 120th run at this. I've just been doing this non-stop for the past 2 days, trying to get Sheng achievements. But anyways, we got T-Hawk here from Mexico. He's also pretty annoying because he has this whole dive thing, and that can block a Psycho Crusher. And just a good rhythm to get is Psycho Crusher, and like before they get up, do another one because that is pretty much unblockable. But you know, once again, it's hard to get the timing down, especially on an Xbox controller. With an arcade stick, it's way easier. As I say in pretty much every fighting game commentary, just if you are serious about getting achievements, invest in an arcade stick, because with an analog stick, you know, it's hard to do specific moves like a quarter circle, especially Shoryukens. Shoryukens are really hard on an arcade stick. Or if you don't have the money, fight pads are also a good option. They're like 20-30 bucks. Pretty much they have like the old school Genesis D-pad where it's like an 8-way D-pad, and it's better than the 360's like puck. Or the PS3 D-pad is also pretty good, but I don't know, it hurts my thumb when I use it. But a lot of people dig the PlayStation controller for fighting games, especially those who grew up playing Street Fighter Alpha. But you know, I was always more of an Alpha fan on Saturn, because the Saturn controller is great for fighting games. And here's T-Hawk just doing those dives, really tough. But then throws can save you in a pinch. They're great. The only problem is you have to be next to them to do it. And they're just powering through this. And here's Cammy. Cammy gives you trouble half of the time. Pretty much, she has her like cannon drill, which can stop your slide and it can stop your Psycho Crusher. Then she has her thrust kick. That can mess you up, because not only does it stop your Psycho Crusher, it sends you flying too, which opens her up for a combo. And but the thing is, she's pretty weak, and like if you can get a good like rhythm together, you can just mess her up. And once again, just throw. If you're in a pinch, just start doing throws, because throws always even up the odds. Except on Akuma, because I don't want to get close to Akuma. Sure, you can to the face. Doesn't seem good. And I just managed to get her with that Psycho Crusher, and got chip damage, but still hung on by a sliver. So here's round 2. Got the first Psycho Crusher off. And that's what I'm talking about. The freaking thrust kick. That thing, yeah, it'll mess you up. And she jumps a lot too. She's a pretty quick character. She's like everything bad about Chun-Li and Guile fit together. With a little E Honda, because she has a screen clearing move, which is the cannon drill. But the cool thing about the cannon drill is it's easy to jump over, because it attacks so low. You can also low guard it too. But anyways, managed to beat her. Somehow I didn't lose. Once again, don't worry about the time limit, because if you stress about the time limit, then you aren't going to win your fights. Anyways, here's Blanca, my most hated guy. The reason why I hate him, he's ducking, like he's pretty much always ducking, because he's a short character, so he pretty much always has low guard. He has his like hamster ball attack, and I always hate that, because not only does it go across the screen, it goes up too. And I don't know, you always seem to get dizzy when you fight him. He does that whole vampire biting thing, and he's just annoying all around. And he's been in the game since friggin', when did Street Fighter 2 come out? Like 92? And I played Champion Edition on Genesis like crazy when I was little, so I know quite a bit about Blanca and how much of a jerk he is. Just and he just seemed to block Psycho Crusher a lot. And yep, here's him. I actually lost my first round to him, as you saw there, having a ton of trouble fighting him. And yep, really digging the graphics on the HD remix. You had to kind of use your imagination when I was a kid, like on the background, like that tree is always kind of spooky looking in the 16-bit days. All the characters are redrawn. Looks like a really good game. As you can see, I'm just kind of rambling here on this commentary, kind of like a let's play, kind of not. It's not live, but I figured, like, I was gonna make a guide to just fight Akuma, but I wanted to throw in the whole arcade fight for anyone who like didn't know like what to do with Bison, like how to spam Psycho Shocker, how to spam the slide kick and abuse throws. Basically cheesing the AI, as they call it, where it's, you know, you just use cheap moves. You hit them and back up right away, and it's pretty much being cheap. But you know, it's I think it's worth it, because the AI is freaking cheap on it of its own. Like no human can throw combos off this fast with an Xbox controller. So it's evening the odds. Then again, it's like using sliders in sports games to get achievements. You know, people will always call you a cheater, but you know, as the achievement guidelines are written out, you know, if it's built into the game, you can use it. And yep, anti-game save and anti-profile switching here. Also hacking. Hacking is wrong. Anyways, just trying to build up the Psycho Shocker right here. Got a good string on DJ. DJ doesn't seem that bad. He has his slide, which can mess you up, and he throws combos a lot. He can do like a 3-hit combo with like just a fierce punch up, I think, and that can mess you up. Also, a good thing about DJ is you can use him to get to the Combo Maniac achievement. I have a guide up on that. up on the channel. It's to hit a 7-hit combo. That one also took quite a bit of practice to do. Here's Guile. Here's the last regular character fight. After him, we're going to start to the bosses, as they were called back in the day. Until Turbo, because then Turbo was the first game where you can actually play as them. The 4 boss characters: Balrog, Sagat, Vega, and M. Bison. There's me beating Guile. Got lucky there. I always hated Guile because I was a Chun-Li user back in the day, and as you all know, when you jump with a character, somersault kick messes you up, man. But anyways, yep, that somersault kick messes you up a lot. This was always the iconic stage as the kid because you know, you always remember the airplane and the music. So it's I wouldn't say it's my favorite Street Fighter music, but it's one of the more memorable ones. My favorite is actually Sagat's theme. I also like Ryu and Ken's theme. They're all really good. Depending on the mix, I sometimes don't like the later remixes. Like, I'm a pretty big fan of Zangief's theme, but I don't really like the OC remix they did in this game. Anyways, got Balrog here, or M. Bison as he's known in Japan. Fun fact, they actually changed the character's names around between 3 characters because of the whole Mike Tyson controversy. That Mike Tyson, I think this is when he bit the dude's ear off and then came back and lost to Buster Douglas, I think. Something like that, something in the 90s, like right before I was born. But anyways, they made Balrog, who was M. Bison, they made him Balrog. Balrog is supposed to be Vega, and the final boss, which is M. Bison, is supposed to be Vega. I hope I didn't confuse anyone out there. Balrog is supposed to be M. Bison, Vega is supposed to be Balrog, and M. Bison is supposed to be Vega, yeah. I think they pretty much just made it like that now. It's kind of weird that M. Bison, like one of the most iconic video game villains, is named after Mike Tyson. Here we go, got Vega, my most hated fight. The reason why I don't like Vega is he's so fast and he has such a reach when he has the claws on, and he has a slide kick too. He'd pretty much be the cheapest character if he had a projectile, because then, you know, with Bison you want to try to use your Psycho Crusher, but then he'll always go as far away from you as possible because he just has that reach, and it's like so cheap. He's so fast. He always hits you right as you get a Psycho Shocker off. So he's definitely the person I had the most trouble on using this strategy. But just try your best. I can't stress that enough. That's probably this achievement. And you know, I've been playing for Street Fighter for years. I wouldn't claim to be a pro. I wouldn't even claim to be decent. I actually still suck. I was, you know, played for fun in the arcades, wasting my quarters. Yeah, so just use this strategy, I guess. I don't know. I wish you the best of luck. Just practice. I mean, this took me hundreds and hundreds of tries. So I wouldn't say hundreds of hundreds. Just probably like 120, 140, something like that. Definitely all night and all day playing Street Fighters, trying to pop this damn achievement. As you can see, I got lucky on my first round, beat Vega. Paused here for some reason. I think I was getting a sip of water, as I do. If you watch the Let's Plays, you already know how thirsty I get while playing games. Anyways, he's just gonna do that. I threw a Psycho Shocker because I realized he had nowhere to back up, and that's pretty much where you're gonna get your Psycho Shockers off of this guy when he has his back against the wall. But just like Chun-Li, he can bounce off the wall. Lost second round, wasn't gonna come back from that, and it's very disappointing. And yeah, funny story. First time going for this achievement, I made it to Sagat. I was so happy I finally beat Vega, and I just choked against Sagat. I just broke down and lost. Thought I was gonna cry that round. Made it. I probably made it to Sagat 4 times before getting the achievement, but managed to beat Vega this time. This was actually the first time I set the round count back to 3, because I had previously done the 1-round trick, which goes by really fast. You can probably get through arcade mode in like 8 minutes. But the thing is, when you die, you just die, and when you play with 3 rounds, the pressure is off of you to do perfect your first round. I don't know, there's just something about that. Like, you have that reassurance that, you know, if you mess up, you can mess up once, but you can't mess up twice. But with the 1-round trick, you know, you have that thing in your mind where you have to do perfect, and I don't know, I find it kind of stressful. Some people might not have it, some people might, but I felt like having those extra rounds was helpful. Wasn't gonna go to 5, didn't want to be that reassuring, because I'm pretty sure if we went to 5, I wouldn't cut the 25-minute mark, even though I did make it in like 13. But you know, adding those extra 2 rounds might have, you know, hurt me quite a bit. Anyways, got Sagat. Sagat, I don't know, he's really cheap. A tip I have for Sagat is when he's ducking to do Tiger Shot, a low Tiger Shot, he is completely vulnerable to the Psycho Shocker. And when you do the Psycho Shocker, as the shot is going off, you can bypass it. But don't go for it while he's standing up. Just don't do that, because that will hit you and it'll stop your Psycho Shocker. And, you know, watch out for Tiger Uppercut. Never jump over Sagat. That's like the #1 rule of Street Fighter. It's like never jump over Guile, or never like stand open when you're fighting Ryu or Ken. Anyways, I got the cool Easter egg. This is actually in the guide, but I'm gonna throw it in. This is probably like my 19. It probably took me like 19 tries to fight Akuma. Going through arcade mode definitely took more tries, but I would say Akuma was harder. But the thing with Akuma is you have infinite continues, so your pressure is off because you can mess up infinite times, which, you know, having less pressure while playing video games is always a good thing, because you have like less things to worry about, at least in my opinion. I don't know, I guess I play video games weird. But here I'm doing the Sagat roundhouse kick strategy, as it's called, where you just spam roundhouse kicks. There's actually 2 methods on this. The popular method is to back up while doing it, but I just find he'd like Hadouken me, and I can never get the timing off to block him. So if you're good at blocking, you can do the backing up and roundhouse. But I found out through many like trial and error, is that if I backed him up, he would have trouble because he'd always want to jump over me so he can get room to do the Hadouken. And I felt if I can keep him against the wall for as long as possible and take off as much health, I might stand a chance. But as you can see, once he gets room, he's just gonna kill you with Hadoukens. His Fireball Hadouken will always do triple combo, and his jumping Hadouken will always send 2 fireballs after you. And you know, that can mess you up. I was about to lose here. I was about to throw in the towel and managed to get that kick off. I was like, I gotta go for it now. I finally balanced his health out, and I was gonna kick it, and I didn't lose to him that match and pop the achievement. There it is, 25 gamer score. Thanks for watching my commentary. Remember to subscribe to both channels, and that's it.